Hi, everyone. Welcome to One on One on God 101 Big Brother edition because it's T'kor. Hi, T'kor.
Hello.
Now, as we are recording this, you've only been out of the house, out of Big Brother world for
Mhm,
7 days.
mhm.
How are you? You're back home in Atlanta.
Yeah, so so far doing good. I've been able to basically see all of my close family members, been able to see a couple of my close friends, and so have been surrounded with nothing but love and positivity. I'm already missing the other house guests, which is crazy because it's only been a week. But I think having been used to being around them 24/7 and then to just go cold turkey is a bigger adjustment than I thought it would be. But overall, just, sitting in gratitude and gratefulness and just trying to, take in this time with my family now.
All right. We're going to get into the nitty gritty of your experience as a house guest and a juror, all of it. But first, God. I say, but first, on Big Brother, but in life, I try and live by but first God. Um, I saw you make the sign of the cross right before we started recording, as my producer and I were praying. Um, who is God to you, T'kor?
So for me, God is my guide. I think that, I when I am in need or when someone else is in need or when I just need someone to talk to, I always go to God. I always pray and just ask for guidance, ask for some light, ask for some courage, ask for some bravery. I was definitely praying super hard before I got on that firewall. And so, yeah, like simply put, God is my guide. God is the person I go to, especially in times where it feels like I can't go anywhere else. And I feel that if things don't make sense, I just put all of my faith in God, let go and let God, as the saying goes. And that's kind of the I'm missing the word, but just I guess the way I like to live my life.
Beautiful. Can we talk about Big Brother now?
Yes.
Okay. Um, was it what you expected? Because we do say expect the unexpected. What was it like for you?
So it definitely was completely unexpected. I think that you watch the show and you think you have a good handle and concept of the things that you might get yourself into, but there's nothing like playing Big Brother and being, immersed in the world of Big Brother. Definitely with the plot twist, with the three nominations in the AI arena, that was not what I expected at all, and definitely changed the game, I think, in so many levels. And, the other aspects that you don't think about, like being a good roommate, a good housemate, and, the bonds, the strong bonds that you build with the other house guests. As a viewer, you don't necessarily have those strong as bonds, especially if you're not watching the live feeds. And so that was definitely unexpected.
It was a 90-day experience for you from the minute you were whisked away and put into the house and then the jury house. Did you surprise yourself? Did you learn something about yourself going through this really tough experience?
I honestly did surprise myself in a lot of ways. Before going into the Big Brother house, I was a very socially anxious, kind of nervous person, and it was something that I really wanted to get past. So I figured, what better way, than putting myself in the house with 15 strangers. And, I learned that, I do have the ability to, kind of be social and, people do want to be around me and people do want to listen to me. And I do have the ability to, make an impact on other people's lives, even if I'm not trying. And more than that, I think like in the essence of the game, I also, proved a lot to myself. Number one, winning an HOH. It was always a dream. Did I think it was a dream that could come true? I didn't put all my bets on it, and so I just feel very grateful that in partaking in this experience, I was able to prove that, you know, if I can do this, I can do anything.
You had time to go visit. You have two moms, right?
Mm-hmm.
You went to go visit them in Chicago. What did friends and family say to you about what they saw of you on TV?
That was actually really special. They were just so incredibly proud of me. They know how difficult it is for me to put myself in these sorts of situations. And so, you know, again, just nothing but love, nothing but warmth and light. Like they couldn't stop smiling and cheesing when they found me. They were just so absolutely proud of me, and honestly, that is what I aim for in life. It is to make my moms proud. Literally, that's how I base my decisions, and so knowing that I made them proud, and you know, not only partaking in this opportunity, but the way I played the game, makes me incredibly happy.
Did you make friends in the house with personalities and people that in life that you never thought you would connect with?
Yes, I definitely did. I think that that's one of the, you know, great things about Big Brother is that, you know, I don't know how you will find these people, but you do. And they're definitely, you know, people that I just would never cross paths with otherwise. And, you know, it's so great because at the end of the day, we share, you know, this very unique experience that not a lot of people get to share in this world. And so it's one way that binds us together. But in this way, we also find all of the other things that we have in common, even if on the surface it feels like we would have nothing in common. So for sure, made some pretty interesting friends in this house.
Tucker comes to mind because when I interviewed him, he had such beautiful things to say about you. And you look at, let's face it, we profile people. You profile Tucker on the exterior, you profile you. You would never think Tucker and T'kor would have such a deep love for each other. Can you talk to me about him?
So I love Tucker. Tucker is absolutely amazing. I definitely think my first impression of Tucker was, oh my world, this dude is so weird. But you know, he just becomes more and more endearing the more that you get to know him. You know, we have so many points of connection, both of us, you know, having you know, gay parents, you know, we're both very much into fashion, into the world, and like, you know, even deeply in terms of like how we live our lives and the sorts of values we have. Also learned so many ties and connections there. And so I have nothing but good things to say about Tucker. Tucker definitely emboldened me to be more bold in the game. And I think, you know, without him, I definitely would have played it differently. And so love Tucker. So grateful that, you know, we are friends now because of this experience. And I'm incredibly excited to see what else he does in life.
I didn't even think of that connection until you just said it. To clarify for anyone who doesn't know, so you have two moms,
Mm-hmm.
and his dad was married to his mom, and then stopped living a lie and came out and told everyone, you know, I'm actually gay. So that's what you're speaking of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that must be a deep connection.
Mm-hmm.
Chemo, obviously, we saw as your bestie in the house. Is this going to be a best friend for life, or?
Most definitely, yes. Kibo is definitely one of the people walking to the house that I immediately knew that I would connect with just on sight. Again, so many commonalities. Chemo is an incredibly smart individual, but he's also so creative. If you ever get the chance to see his artwork, you know, honestly, my draw was on the floor when I finally got to see him draw in the jury house and get to see his artwork and creativity there. And so, yeah, again, another relationship I just feel so grateful to have. He is absolutely amazing. He was my rock in the house. We were able to, you know, get rid of the Pentagon together. And so,
Let's talk about that. That was a huge turning point. And I
Mhm.
know since you've only been home for a week, out of the house for a week, you probably haven't seen any of the episodes yet.
Mhm.
That was when we saw two quiet house guests take charge of their destiny in the house. What made you do that?
So I think there were a couple of reasons that made us do it. The very first is we were building a very close relationship with Rubina, not only as a friend in the house, but someone that we wanted to work with. And I think also, we knew the Pentagon was a thing. We knew we were part of this majority alliance called the Collective. But, so many things were happening where it felt like the people that were going home or being put up on a block were people we didn't want to see in danger. It felt like our voices weren't necessarily being listened to as part of this big collective. And we knew we were at the bottom, And so I think when the opportunity came, when Mackenzie won the AI arena and Cedric and Rubina, the worst case scenario at the time, was sitting on the block together, we were like, okay, we have to make a decision. Again, it felt like one of those moments where it was like, let go, let God. What I didn't want to happen ended up happening. But ultimately, I think that it forced people to show their cards earlier on the game. It forced people to kind of reevaluate and realign how they wanted to play the game. And honestly, I think that, I really love the direction that the game ultimately ended up going. Though I didn't win, I'm very proud of the person who did win. And based on how I know the game has gone this far, again, I have not watched the episodes, I'm just really happy to see how everything ultimately ended up playing out.
Some people have criticized your move when you were HOH on your watch, that your friend Tucker went home, and it felt to some of your critics that you took the easy way out instead of getting a lot of blood on your hands. And he volunteered, and he did volunteer, but inside it was like kind of a half-hearted gesture.
Mm-hmm.
Not your fault. I mean, he did say, do you regret taking him up on that?
So I don't necessarily regret taking him up on that. I think more so my regret, or not necessarily regret, but part of my question is, would the scenario have been different if I had had a different replacement nominee? One of the big reasons why I nominated Angela over Leah was because I was also aligned with Quinn, and I knew how bad Quinn wanted Leah in this game. And so an effort to, continue building the bridge with Quinn, being like, hey, just I'm still looking out for you. I still want to play this game with you. I didn't put Leah up. Had I known the very next week he was going to put Chemo up, maybe I wouldn't have made that decision. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that's more so, in hindsight, where I feel like, oh, what might have happened if the replacement nominee was different.
In the final minute, promote your crochet hats. We saw you wear them throughout the house. Where can someone buy one? What's the website? Tell us what we need to know.
Yes, thank you so much for asking this question, Julie. If y'all are interested in supporting my business, buying a crochet hat or any other handmade custom item, you can find me at tkorclottey.com or send me an email at shop@tkorclottey.com, or you can follow me on Instagram at tkorclottey. So that is where you can find me.
Would that be T''KOR?
Just TKOR.
And then Couture, COUTURE.
Exactly.
There we go. We made it easy peasy. Any last messaging you want to get out to people who are listening right now?
I just want to say thank y'all so much for watching and supporting this amazing show. I feel like not only do you grow watching it, but definitely y'all as viewers giving me the chance, supporting this amazing show to be a house guest has changed my life in so many ways. And so thank you for supporting this show. Thank you for supporting me. And thank you, Julie, for having me on. I feel so grateful and lucky.
T'kor, Godspeed and God bless you.